Muy buenas tardes, muy buenas noches, muy buenos días. Tengo la oportunidad de presentaros a una mujer singular. Esta mujer se llama Pamela Leigh Richards y ha sido la esposa de quien probablemente más ha trabajado en las últimas décadas por el despertar espiritual de la humanidad y porque se sepa lo que realmente se teje en las altas esferas de poder. David Icke. Como acompañante de esta celebridad británica, Pamela ha tenido la oportunidad de conocer a personajes muy peculiares y presenciar en persona testimonios sencillamente increíbles. Y Pamela también nos hablará de su vida antes y después de David Icke. Con nosotros, Pamela Leigh Richards. En la traducción nos ayudará Conrado Salas, que tiene un máster en física y que también ha conocido en persona a David Icke y que ha hecho algún programa conmigo antes que seguro algunos de vosotros recordaréis. Bueno, pues muy buenas tardes, Conrado, bienvenido también al programa.
Un
Y también,
placer, Juan, encantado.
gracias. Ahora pues le damos la bienvenida a la invitada. Adelante, Conrado.
Welcome, Pamela. Juan just explained briefly who you are, that we're very fortunate to have you here with us, that you have been, well, it's better if you introduce yourself. Pamela Leigh Richards, thanks for honoring us with your presence.
Thank you very much, Conrado and Juan and the audience. It's a pleasure to be here. I just wanted to start off with saying just a little quote by Rumi, which says, "Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. Meet me there."
Sí, Pamela Richards quiere darnos una cita de un compañero suyo, básicamente. No de un compañero suyo, de un poeta indio, Rumi, que es muy bueno, por cierto, que dice que más allá del bien y del mal hay un terreno en el que puedes encontrarme. Yeah, go on, Pamela.
Okay. So to start off with, I suppose my journey. Are you asking me how I met David?
Well, it's better if you start by saying a little bit, when you were born and a little bit about your upbringing, if you had any unusual experiences and so forth, because you're a unique and very special and wonderful expression of all that is. So you're everything. Tell us a little bit about that, everything that is you, and start, with where you started this present incarnation.
Okay, thank you, Conrado. Okay, so I was. Has been a very interesting life, really. I was born at Luke Air Force Base, Arizona, at the hospital there in January 3rd, 1960. I'm going to pause, Conrado, for you to translate whenever you want, okay?
Pamela dice que nació en la base de Luke, de Arizona, el 3 de enero de 1960.
And I grew up in Europe. The first 6 years of my life were in England. And then we came back to Arizona, to Luke.
Sí, dice ahora Pamela que después creció en Inglaterra, sus primeros 6 años los pasó en Inglaterra y a continuación su familia se fue a Arizona, a una localidad que se llama, could you spell us the location in Arizona, please?
While at Luke, my father went to Vietnam for 1 year, and then, okay, let's stop there. If you can share that, then I'll go on.
Yes. So it's in Luke, Arizona, right?
Sí. We were there for 1 year. My father was in Vietnam.
Yes. Dice Pamela que ella estuvo durante 1 año en Luke, en Arizona, mientras su padre estaba estacionado en la base y lo mandaron a Vietnam.
When my father returned, that's when I grew up in Europe. That's where I went back to Europe. My father was stationed initially at Torrejón in España.
Yes. Yes.
Do you want to?
Yeah. Explica Pamela que después a la vuelta de Vietnam fue cuando ella creció en Europa y su padre lo destinaron a Torrejón, en España.
And the interesting thing is, on our way, we went from Arizona. We were stationed at Homestead Air Force Base in Florida for 3 months.
Sí, ella explica que su padre estuvo estacionado en la base aérea de Homestead, en el estado de Florida, durante 3 meses. 3 months, right?
Correct.
Yes, sí.
Interesting there because, as I later found out, Homestead Air Force Base is right down the street from Edward Leedskalnin's Coral Castle.
Yes. Explica que como después Pamela descubriría, la base aérea de Homestead en Florida está justo al otro lado de la calle, como quien dice, del famoso centro del castillo de coral de Edward, que es una atracción turística de Florida, sí.
And the further interesting thing I found out was I have missing time. It was during those 3 months at Homestead, which is a high alien technology base.
Okay, stop there. Pamela tiene episodios de que le falta tiempo. Durante sus 3 meses en que estuvo en la zona de Homestead, de la base aérea de Homestead en Florida, Pamela tiene episodios de que le falta tiempo. Y aclara Pamela que esta base está asociada con alta tecnología alienígena. Go on.
And so I find that interesting. I still don't know about that time.
Sí, Pamela aún no se explica sobre ese tiempo que le falta.
So we went to Torrejón. Without going into too much detail, some things happened in Spain, and I don't really remember. So I'll leave it at that for now.
Okay. Entonces ellos se fueron a Torrejón y dice que, sin entrar en mucho detalle, que algunas cosas le sucedieron. Ella notó que algunas cosas le sucedieron, pero que no sabe más. Okay, great. Go on, Pamela.
We were stationed there for 2 years, and then my father was transferred to southern Bavaria.
Okay. Estuvieron en Torrejón 2 años y entonces a su padre lo transfirieron al sur de Bavaria. Okay.
The location was an army caserne. My father took on a different position from a fighter pilot.
Sí, el destino era un destacamento de la Armada estadounidense y a su padre le asignaron un destino diferente al de piloto de combate.
His position it was Berchtesgaden, which was Hitler's home.
Okay. I don't know how to spell that. Okay.
Let me put it in chat.
Okay, great. Sí, que destinaron a Pamela a la localidad de Hitler.
Curioso.
De donde era Hitler.
Curioso, interesante, sí. Estoy escuchando atentamente. Vale, ahí se ve.
Sí, Berchtesgaden. Yes.
Sur de Bavaria.
Sí, Berchtesgaden, sur de Bavaria, sí, de donde era Hitler. Berchtesgaden. Okay, you can go on, Pamela. We're following you.
Thank you.
This is very, very interesting.
Yes, I'm amazed as well. So during that time there, my father held a position as the director of the director of German-American relations.
El padre de Pamela fue elegido director de las relaciones germanoamericanas entre Alemania y América. Y llevó los 6 hoteles. I mean, he ran 6 hotels, right?
Sí.
Okay, great.
Which was very interesting. So during that time, when we first arrived, we were literally treated like royalty.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, finish,
Okay, so when we arrived, we were treated like royalty. We lived for 1 month at the Hof Hotel.
Sí, que cuando llegaron eran tratados como la realeza, prácticamente, y que vivieron durante 1 mes en el Hotel House. ¿Puedes escribirnoslo en el chat? Can you write it down for us in the chat, the name of the hotel?
Mm-hmm. Oops, not hot.
No hot, problem. Okay, no.
Se ve en pantalla,
Hof,
es interesante.
H-O-F, H-O-F, sí, el Hotel Hof.
Yeah.
Vale.
And all of these hotels, Berchtesgaden sat right in the middle of a valley, surrounded by the Bavarian Alps.
Sí, estos hoteles estaban en el medio de un valle rodeado de los Alpes de Bavaria.
Right on the border of Austria.
Justo en la frontera con Austria.
While there, when my father entered the hotel, he was saluted.
Cuando el padre de Pamela entró en el hotel, fue recibido con honores, fue saludado con honores.
I always felt it odd that when we ate in the dining room, we had the round table and everyone else had a square table.
Pamela lo encontraba extraño que cuando cenaban a ellos les asignaban la mesa redonda y los demás estaban en mesas cuadradas.
I did not like this special attention.
A Pamela no le gustaba la atención especial.
We were chauffeured to school.
Eran llevados en chofer a la escuela.
While the house was being prepared, that's why we lived in the hotel.
Mientras la casa estaba siendo preparada, por ello vivían en el hotel.
The house we lived in, which was for this person of position,
la casa en la cual estaba viviendo, que era para una persona de distinción, de posición,
was connected to personnel offices.
Estaba conectada a las oficinas personales.
It had 6 bedrooms, 6 baths, 6 balconies, 3 floors.
Tenía 6 dormitorios, 6 baños, 6 balcones y 3 pisos. 3 floors, right?
Correct.
Yes. And 6 balconies, right?
Correct.
Okay, great.
The entryway, my father's office was on the 1st floor.
La oficina de su padre estaba en el primer piso.
And this building was visited by Hitler many times.
Este edificio había sido visitado por Hitler muchas veces. Pamela, I have translated as this building had been visited by Hitler because officially Hitler was dead. Okay, now, non-officially we know some other stuff, but officially he was dead. All right, that's the way I have translated it. Okay.
Sure. Well, at that time, of course. So on the 2nd floor, the hallway is so long. There were 3 long couches, 1, 2, 3, towards the very end. That's how it was a very long, it's a huge house. At the very end of the 2nd floor hallway, long way, was you open up these double doors to a large conference room.
Sí, en el segundo piso, que era muy largo, que tenía 3 como como sofás muy amplios. Al final tenía una doble puerta que daba una sala de conferencias. It gave way to a conference room, right?
Correct.
Okay.
We used to hold Christmas and Thanksgiving in there.
Tenían Navidades y la fiesta de Acción de Gracias la tenían ahí, sí.
There were 4 very large paintings, like 6 foot by 6 foot or bigger, huge paintings in there that were worth $250,000.
Había 4 cuadros de casi 2 metros de ancho por 2 metros de alto que valían casi pues $250,000.
The painting above the fireplace opened up and there were maps behind it.
Excuse me, Pamela, are you trying to drive at a particular secret or some relevant thing with
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sí, que había que un cuadro daba acceso a unos mapas secretos o algo así. Sí, go ahead.
So, and to give perspective of where I was because of missing time.
Okay. Está tratando Pamela de explicar dónde estaba por el tema de que le falta algo de tiempo en sus recuerdos.
This concern was an army concern, but it held CIA.
Okay. Este era un destacamento de la Armada, pero también era CIA. También estaba asociado a la CIA.
My friend Mindy Galpin, her father was CIA. I used to play with her. Her house was Goering's old home.
Okay. La amiga de Pamela, Mindy Galvin, su padre era de la CIA y la casa de este padre había sido la casa de Goering.
And another family who I used to babysit were CIA. We don't need to go in there, but it was CIA on this concern.
Sí, otra familia con la que estaba y a la que hacía de niñera también eran de la CIA. Go on.
When my father was, the other thing about Begotten, I abbreviate it as Begotten. I was picked up by a governess and taken across to Austria and Salzburg.
Okay.
I'll write it down.
Sí, a Pamela un día la cogió la gobernadora y la llevó a Salzburg en Austria.
Interesante esto.
Yeah, so, the governess, right?
No, yeah, the governess. Sí.
Yes, okay.
So I would spend weekends with Priscilla Glover, her father. They lived at the Schloss Leopoldskron, which is where The Sound of Music was filmed.
Oh my goodness, that's quite a coincidence. Okay. Sorry for the personal remark. Sí, que es una coincidencia mía. Bueno, vale. Sí, que la llevaron al sitio donde se hizo la famosa película, ¿cómo se tradujo al español? ¿El sonido de la música? ¿El Sound of Music?
No recuerdo cómo. Esa
Espera,
película
que lo miro en un momento.
Que era de los 70.
Sí, es que era la favorita de mi profesor de inglés, que también le encantaba todo eso. Por eso lo digo. A ver, un momento, que la miro. I'm looking up the name of the movie in Spanish. Sonrisas y lágrimas era la película. Sonrisas y lágrimas. Sí. Yes, we have identified the name of the movie in Spanish.
Look up Schloss. If you look up Schloss Leopoldskron.
Schloss, yes, hang it.
You can Google that.
Schloss Leopold. Oh, Leopoldskron, yes. Schloss Leopoldskron in Salzburgo, sí.
We used to, I remember it very well. I remember that, but some strange things happened.
Un hotel de ensueño, sí. It's a dream hotel, yes.
Yes, it's been many things. It's been gone through a few hands. When I was there, and my friend Priscilla Glover, her father ran seminars at the time, and it was owned by the Ford Foundation.
Okay.
At the time.
Cuando Pamela estuvo ahí, su amiga Priscilla Govern, su padre trabajaba ahí, el padre de Priscilla Govern, y estaba asociado a la Fundación Ford. It was the father of Priscilla Govern who worked there, right?
No, they lived in the castle.
They lived in the castle. El padre de Priscilla Govern vivía en el castillo, sí.
Yes, I would spend weekends playing with her.
Y Pamela pasó muchos fines de semana jugando con ella, sí.
In the castle.
En el castillo, sí.
Do you want me to continue?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'll share a story that was very interesting. I did take German while I was there. I love German. The language came very easy to me. But I was 11 and 12 when I was there. I found this interesting. Go ahead, Conrado.
Sí, que Pamela estaba estudiando clases de alemán cuando tenía 11 y 12 años y estaba ahí. Aprendió el alemán con relativa facilidad, sí. Go on, yes.
So one time, I remember we were downtown with the governess, and she put me on a bus to go home.
Okay.
That's all I remember for now, but I'll continue. But she put me on the bus, which was odd.
Okay. Que una vez estaba en el centro de la ciudad y la gobernadora la puso en un autobús para ir a casa, lo cual Pamela lo encontró un poco extraño. Yeah, go on.
But I didn't have my passport, so as there were 2 checkpoints, and I remember being very, very frightened because I didn't have my passport.
Pamela entonces no tenía su pasaporte, entonces tenía miedo porque tenía que cruzar la frontera.
I got through the first checkpoint, and the second one, I was hiding on the steps that you step up to the bus, into the bus. I was hiding, hoping he would pass me, but he didn't. I got.
Okay, pasó el primer puesto de control, pero en el segundo se escondió en las escaleras pensando que no repararían en ella, pero sí que repararon en ella y tenía mucho miedo, Pamela. Okay, go on.
I was taken off the bus, and I remember going into the building. The only thing I remember, I was surrounded, completely surrounded, encircled by the men in uniform. The next thing I remember is my father coming to pick me up.
Okay. La llevaron a un edificio y estaba rodeada en un círculo de hombres en uniforme y ya lo siguiente que recuerda es que su padre llegó y la rescató de ahí.
Because of my father's position, it was a little embarrassing for him.
Fue un poco avergonzante para su padre tener que hacer eso, sí, debido a su posición, sí.
So we have that, and then we left Europe. I remember driving out of Biergarten, and I cried for a month because I didn't know when I would come back. For some reason, I just loved it.
Sí, que a Pamela le encantó su estancia en Europa y lloró cuando lo dejó. What was it that you were driving along? Began? How you spell that?
Berchtesgaden. I call it.
Oh, Berchtesgaden. Sí, que lloró cuando dejó Berchtesgaden. Sí. Okay, go on.
And so I just knew that I would come back. I didn't know when, but I knew I really wanted to go back. And the interesting thing, I did go back in 2006 with David.
Okay. Ella quería siempre volver y no sabía cuándo lo haría y al final volvió en el año 2006 con David I, sí. Pero esto es adelantarnos. This is getting ahead of ourselves. Go ahead, Pamela.
I sent you, Juan, some photos of that.
Yes, I believe Juan got the photos, yes. Juan ha recibido las fotos de Pamela.
Sí,
okay, great,
las tengo todas.
Yes, he has them, yes.
The grassy hill in the Untersberg Mountains. That's another story.
Okay.
So anyway, so I come back, yes, and my story goes from there. I'm living my life. My father retired. We were actually supposed to be, when we left Berchtesgaden, my father's orders were to go to Langley,
okay,
which is a CIA big if you want to say, continue.
Sí, que entonces pasaron los años, su padre se jubiló, bueno, las órdenes de su padre ir a Langley, que es un famoso sitio de la CIA en Virginia, right?
Sí.
Okay.
And then, but we ended up, my father's last year in the Air Force, we were stationed at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, in the peninsula.
Okay, el último año de su padre en las Fuerzas Aéreas fue en la base de Eglin en Florida. ¿Puedes escribirnos el nombre? Can you write us the name the name of Eglin? Eglin.
Eglin,
A-E-G-L-I-N, Eglin Air Force Base. Okay, thanks, Pamela, yes.
And Eglin is another UFO high technology base.
Okay. Explica, Pamela, que Eglin es otro centro de tema OVNI de alta tecnología, sí.
It sits on the Gulf, and right across the way is the Navy base.
Está en el Golfo y justo al otro lado de la bahía está la base naval.
It is here that I saw my first UFO.
Aquí es donde Pamela vio su primer OVNI.
We are on base housing. We were right on the edge of the water. The commander's home was right on the curvature there, and the water out that way.
Estaban justo al borde del agua, junto a la casa de su comandante, que estaba justo donde ya se pierde en la curvatura. You were by the house of the commander, right?
Sí.
Okay, great.
In this house is where all I can say is I can't put my finger on whether it was a lucid dream or reality.
Okay.
Because
okay, go ahead, yeah.
Do you want to say that?
Sí, que Pamela no tiene claro si esto fue un sueño lúcido o fue la realidad. Yeah, go on, yes.
But it was so real that I even asked my father, I said, because he was in it, and I asked him and my brother if they remembered. But what happened was, I could remember it as clear as day today. I went outside, and it was very low. It was shaped like like a football. Very colored lights on around the perimeter, and it hummed. It was a very low hum. Really no sound, but just a hum. And it was quite low, hovering over our house, and it was heading out into the water that way. And I remember I was 13, 14 at the time, and I remember walking back into the kitchen and getting some chocolate. And I thought getting chocolate, I was putting it on the table because I thought they would like some chocolate.
Okay, great. Desde luego era súper real o parecía muy real. Preguntó luego a su padre y a su hermano. El caso es que salió afuera y se trataba de un objeto del tamaño de no del tamaño, de la forma de un balón de fútbol americano, con esa forma, y emitía un sonido muy bajo como un zumbido y estaba sobrevolando, ingrávido, por encima de su casa. Pamela entonces tenía entre 13 y 14 años y recuerda que después volvió a la cocina y puso chocolate en la mesa. Okay, great, Pamela. That was great.
And my father and my brother, I went in and I called them out. They came out as well. So this plays another role about my father. My father in Berchtesgaden also was given a book called the horse one. The horse. Oh golly, what's it called?
The Holy Pale Horse.
No, yes, that one.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Now you have to understand that my father was not into this stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, he was in denial, but I have a story later on and it has to do with George W. Bush and my father admitting something to me. So that comes in 1997. We'll go, but that's further on. But that's why I'm telling you about my father and that story and that position. My father is in denial and what I was surrounded in and why I have missing time. It's too odd. But so my father...
Okay, stop right there for a second. Su padre recuerda que cuando había estado antes en Betcher's Garden, le habían dado el famoso libro de William Cooper, Behold a Pale Horse, y entonces su padre no estaba metido en el tema, no estaba interesado en ufología, de hecho negaba que esto podía existir, pero le dieron el libro y tal, y entonces ella, cuando vio este objeto, este ovni, llamó a su padre y a su hermano a que salieran. Y esto es relevante para un tema de tiempo que le falta a Pamela. Now, our listeners will ask you, Pamela, now, was this missing time specifically, did this missing time specifically happen when you saw this football-shaped UFO, or was it around that time frame, you know, in those months when that happened, or was it specifically during this experience?
Not during the experience, but during that whole period at Egeland.
Okay. Sí, dice que el tiempo que le falta a Pamela Richards no es específico cuando vio el ovni, pero sí lo nota durante todo el periodo en el que estuvo su padre estacionado en la base de Egeland y ella estaba por ahí. Sí. Okay, great. Thanks for that explanation.
You're welcome. So then, to speed up here, my father retired back in Arizona. I was 15 and went all 4 years in Arizona, and I'm getting on with my life. And we'll move up to when I meet David. I was going to be a pro freestyle skier. I've got some interesting things there where I ended up living at Snowbird, Utah, which has some, Utah and the Mormons, and Salt Lake City.
Mm-hmm.
Another period of time for me, but that's fine. I was just there, and I went to the Mormon Tabernacle, and that's a huge reptilian underground stuff, which I could. Yeah, that ties in with another woman who I have her book. David interviewed her. We were doing a film with her. She gave me her book and her stories that tie into the Tabernacle and the Mormon religion.
Okay, great. Stop there. Sí, el padre de Pamela entonces se jubiló en Arizona. Pamela cumplió 15 años. Después Pamela se fue a vivir a Snowboard, Utah, zona plagada, bueno, llena de mormones. Y Pamela recuerda que la llevaron al tabernáculo de los mormones, que ahora Pamela, pues con lo que sabe, explica que es un centro de actividad reptiliana, etcétera, con todo lo que puede haber, sobre todo bajo tierra y tal. Y entonces recuerda que más adelante le dieron, cuando Pamela ya estuvo con David Icke, le dio una mujer, le dio un libro sobre este tema de la conexión de los mormones con todo esto.
And then I was,
excuse me, Pamela. I said that the reptilian thing in the Mormon area is mainly underground physically. That would kind of be a fair assessment, or that's something I interjected that you didn't actually say.
Oh, it's under the Mormon Tabernacle for sure.
Under the Mormon Tabernacle. Sí, el tema ahí fuerte está debajo del tabernáculo de los mormones. Sí. Okay, great.
However, they walk among us.
Oh, okay.
On the surface, in the church, on the streets.
Yeah. Pamela dice que estos reptilianos caminan entre nosotros, sobre la superficie, en las calles y en la iglesia.
Sí.
En las iglesias mormonas o lo que sea, sí.
Facts.
What's that?
That is a fact.
That is a fact. Dice Pamela rotundamente que eso es un hecho.
So then I'm getting on with my life, and I'll move up to this, where in 1984, which began the change of my life, in 1984 October, My younger brother, Robert, he was 23 and I was 24.
Where is Tallberg? That would be Tallberg. Oh, en octubre, ok. En octubre de 1984, entonces Pamela tenía 24 años y su hermano 23. Ok, yes, tell us. On the 12th of October, you say?
Sí.
El 12 de octubre de 1984.
The relevance of that is this. Again, for the audience, I'm still trying to figure out my life story, and I welcome you and grateful that you're sharing it with me.
Esto es importante porque Pamela aún está tratando de descifrar la historia de su vida y por lo visto lo que ocurrió este 12 de octubre de 1984 es importante.
So on October 12th, 1984, my younger brother Robert was murdered.
Okay. Este día su hermano Robert fue asesinado.
That took 5 years of my life.
Esto, pues, se llevó por delante a 5 años de la vida de Pamela. Vamos, la afectó muchísimo, la dejó muy, muy abatida. Sí.
It was shocking to my whole family.
Fue un shock para toda su familia.
I almost didn't make it through that. I read books, went to seminars, trying to heal because I literally was walking with a broken heart.
Okay. Le costó mucho superar eso, tuvo que ir a seminarios, leer libros porque andaba Pamela con el corazón pues roto.
They do exist, they're real, and it was hard to breathe.
What are you referring to as they now?
No, they being broken hearts.
Okay.
The grief, the pain, it was so extraordinary.
Sí, que el dolor era tan extraordinario que su corazón estaba, Pamela lo describe como literalmente roto, ¿no? Que un corazón que respire y que está literalmente roto, ¿no?
So during that time, this is what's interesting as well. It took 5 years. It was 5 years to the month when Pamela came back.
Okay. Justo 5 años después es cuando Pamela, digamos, se recuperó, volvió. La Pamela de antes volvió, sí, okay.
I've always been thin. I got down to 78 pounds within 1 month of this happening.
Oh, solo you go down to 78, only 78 pounds?
Sí.
Uf. En un mes después de este asesinato horrible, pues Pamela perdió de peso y se quedó en 78 libras, que vienen a ser, vamos a ver, 78 libras son 35 kilos.
Ostras, madre mía.
Sí.
No, it's not that you lost 78 pounds, it's that you came down to only 78 pounds, you say?
Sí.
Oh, but then you would have been in an incubator. You would have been dead virtually.
Sí, I was dying.
Sí, dice Pamela que estaba muriéndose. Perdió tanto peso que se estaba muriendo, sí.
Like Karen Carpenter.
Like?
Karen Carpenter. The Carpenters?
Sí, como un carpintero, sí.
Sí. So 5 years to the month. So October of 1984 to October of 1989, during that whole time, I wanted to die. I actually, at the very end, my parents sent me to a hypnotist.
Sí. Durante todo el periodo hasta octubre de 1989, Pamela quería morirse. Y al final de este periodo, sus padres la enviaron a un hipnotista.
That helped a lot. I had lifetime with the hypnotist, and the tapes that he made for me allowed me to sleep without sleeping pills.
Okay. Por primera vez Pamela pudo, gracias al hipnotista y las técnicas que le daba, pudo dormir sin pastillas.
And at the very end, I wanted to die. I knew how I was going to do it.
Oh. So you were actively suicidal then?
Well, I didn't want like pain,
No,
but
not actively, but you were seriously considering suicide.
oh yeah, yeah.
Sí, sí, que cuando se quería morir Pamela realmente estaba pensando en cómo suicidarse, aunque no fuera suicidia, llegase a ser suicida, ¿no?
The reason I didn't, it took 5 years, and I was to the end of my rope. The reason it took so long was as I thought about it many times, but what stopped me before was that I couldn't put my parents through that again.
Okay. Pamela estaba al final, límite de sus fuerzas, no podía más, y lo que la paró es que no podía involucrar a sus padres de nuevo. I mean, what stopped you was that you couldn't get your parents involved in this again. Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't want them to lose another child.
Right. Que
Yeah.
que Pamela no quería que sus padres perdieran a su otro hijo, claro, sí.
So when I was on my deathbed, really, knowing I was going to do it, I was going to record something for my parents, telling them to let me go, it'll be all right. I was in my apartment, I dropped to my knees.
Sí, estaba en su lecho de cama, prácticamente, estaba dispuesta ya a hacer una grabación para sus padres antes de suicidarse, y ella se cayó sobre sus rodillas. Go on, yeah.
I prayed to God. I said, God, please stop my heart.
Entonces Pamela rezó a Dios y le pidió a Dios que parase su corazón.
As soon as I said that, you couldn't put a cigarette paper between the end of that sentence when, bam, something energetically, the only way I can describe it, slapped me up the backside of my head. Bam! The dark world I lived in for 5 years slammed shut, and Pamela came back.
Wow. Ok, justo entonces no pasó no se puede poner ni un papel de fumar, metafóricamente, entre el momento en que pidió a Dios que le parase su corazón y el momento en que se sintió golpeada por una energía clarísima en su cabeza. ¡Bam! O sea, pasó, pues no llegaría a una décima de segundo, y de repente todo ese mundo de oscuridad y de depresión y de pensamiento suicida se superó, se quedó atrás, y la Pamela de antes, la normal, volvió.
Everyone around me, I literally was happy. My whole vibrational field, my energy, my emotional state of being I was in love with living. I was so happy. I set goals and attained every single one of them.
Pamela de repente estaba tan feliz que su vibración afectaba a todos los que le rodeaban y se empezó a poner objetivos, estaba enamorada de la vida y los objetivos que se ponía los cumplía.
This is why I say we are not alone.
Es por esto por lo que dice Pamela que no estamos solos.
This is why I say I'm curious about free will.
Es por esto por lo que Pamela tiene curiosidad por el libre albedrío.
This is why I challenge the norm thinking of free will.
Es por esto por lo que Pamela reta el pensamiento convencional sobre el libre albedrío.
Because my free will was I am going to die. Something said no.
Porque el libre albedrío de Pamela decía que ella iba a morir y sin embargo algo más fuerte dijo no.
Not your time.
No es tu hora.
Everyone around was saying, what happened to you? 1 minute you want to die and now you want to live.
Todos alrededor de Pamela decían, ¿qué te ha pasado? Que antes solo querías morir y ahora solo quieres vivir.
So I went on the journey and came back.
Así que continué con mi viaje y la Pamela de antes volvió.
I got my own business. It was in network marketing.
Pamela montó su propio negocio. Era en what kind of marketing?
I was going to say that next.
Okay.
Because the funny thing is, what I got into was the very beginning of the internet.
Ah, ja, que justo entonces Pamela estaba entrando en los auténticos comienzos del Internet.
And the telecom.
Y de las compañías de telecom, de telecomunicaciones.
I remember them saying, "Oh, you can talk to your family, you can see them on the phone."
Oh, puedes hablar con tu familia, las puedes ver por teléfono.
It was Excel Communications.
Era Excel Communications. Was that the name of your company?
Sí.
Ese era el nombre de la compañía de Pamela, Excel Communications.
I was a network marketer.
Ella era una comercializadora que hacía marketing de la red, en definitiva.
Then I was introduced to another marketing company, but this was direct marketing.
Entonces a Pamela la introdujeron a otra compañía de marketing, pero esto era marketing directo. This was direct marketing, right?
Sí.
Okay.
And this direct marketing involved, I sold financial information.
Este marketing directo involucraba la venta de información financiera.
How to make your money work for you.
Cómo hacer que tu dinero trabaje para ti, etc.
This business took me offshore to Jamaica in August of 97.
Ajá. Entonces, este negocio fue el que llevó a Pamela a Jamaica en agosto de 1997, que va a ser un mes fundamental. This is going to be a watershed month, isn't it, Pamela?
Sí. Sí. In August of 97, in Jamaica, I was in a room with 500 people.
Estaba entonces Pamela en una habitación con 500 personas.
David was the speaker.
David era el conferenciante.
You could hear a pin drop in the room.
Podías escuchar cuando se caía un alfiler en la habitación de la energía que había cargando el ambiente y de la expectación. Now, this was Aruba, Jamaica, right?
This was Jamaica.
Yes, esto era Jamaica.
Jamaica, interesante. Uh-huh.
And I remember being in awe of the information because, see, I at that time was what you would consider a Christian. I never went to church, but after my brother, my father sent me to a religious person in the family thinking that would help. That's another story. Translate.
Sí, esto fue una revelación muy importante para Pamela, porque ella siempre había sido cristiana y aunque nunca había ido a la iglesia, después del asesinato de su hermano Robert, su padre lo envió a un miembro de su familia que sabía mucho de religión, y esto es ya otra historia.
My father's sister in San Francisco was a Jehovah's Witness.
Ah, ok. La hermana del padre de Pamela era una testigo de Jehová en San Francisco.
My Aunt Marion Richards was one of Harper's Bazaar's first models.
Oh, sorry, I didn't follow that.
That's my Aunt Marion, my father's.
Oh, okay. Aunt Marion, yes.
She was one of Harper's.
Harper's, yes.
Bazaar's.
Bazaars. Why don't you spell that? That's a company. Oh, okay. Harper's Bazaars Magazine. Sí, la revista de Harper's Bazaars. Vale, bien.
Uh-huh.
Okay. My Aunt Marion also was married to Betty Davis's third husband.
Okay. Betty Davis's third husband. Okay. Sí, pues la tía esta en cuestión se llamaba Marian. Ella estaba asociada con la revista Harper's Bazaar y era una modelo. Y what was the relationship between Aunt Marian and okay, no. Esta tía Marian estaba casada con el tercer marido de Betty Davis. Marian was married to the third husband of Betty Davis, right?
See how they met. Again, that's another story. She was discovered in a bookstore in Laguna Beach. I'll type it here. Because this is interesting as well.
She was discovered dead.
I call him Grant. My Aunt Mary was working in Laguna Beach.
Okay.
William Grant Sherry, the husband of Betty Davis, walked into the bookstore and fell in love with her, saying she had the face of an angel. It was in the paper.
Okay. So Anne Marion estaba trabajando en Laguna Beach y entonces William Grant Harris, el tercer marido de Betty Davis, entró en la tienda y se quedó prendado de esta modelo que dice que tenía una cara angelical. Okay, great.
And so B.D. Hyman is Betty's only natural child.
Betty Hyman es la única hija natural de Betty Davis. Now, I think okay. B.D. Hyman es la única hija natural de Betty Davis. Eso.
See, now, so I'm in San Francisco, and this is who my aunt is what I was getting to, because I'll bring something else in as well with my father and that. And missing time. So it was there that I actually got my first kind of happiness after my brother with my aunt. This is where the religion thing comes in. So that's where that happened. So when I say that, so that happens there, and that's where my Christianity thing came in. So I'm in the conference with David, and so I'm listening to this information. Me, Pamela, I am what I call a floater.
Okay. Sí, que cuando entonces, después de este trasfondo cristiano que nos ha explicado con su tía Marianne, Pamela, cuando estaba en la conferencia de Jamaica, estaba escuchando a David Icke, se puede considerar que estaba flotando.
I have a very open mind and heart, meaning I don't stick or hold on to anything forever. Unless it's real, then it will stay with me forever.
Sí, Pamela tiene una mente muy abierta y un corazón muy abierto. Entonces, salvo que algo sea la verdad, que le resuene hasta de lleno hasta el final, pues no se casa con nada, ¿no?
Sí. So I'm listening to David. I am blown away. I was running around the conference going, oh my God, the world's not what I thought it was.
Entonces estaba,
sí.
I can relate to that.
A ver, ¿qué ha pasado? Cuenta.
Estaba entonces Pamela con David Icke en la habitación, o sea, de la conferencia, y estaba corriendo de aquí para allá como loca diciendo, caray, el mundo no es lo que yo pensaba que era.
Sí. And so I remember at the end of the conference, I bought both of his books, and I had to go get money. I came back. I was the last one at the table after everyone was gone. It was David and this lady.
Okay. Sí, que Pamela compró 2 de sus libros y cuando todos se habían marchado quedaban solo una señora y Pamela. Sí.
I remember the first thing I asked David was, "Aren't you afraid for your life?"
Sí, lo primero que le preguntó a David es, ¿no temes por tu vida?
And he signed my book. As I walked away, I remember turning around, looking at him, sort of like, yes, no, kind of thing. And I went, nah.
Vale, estamos en Jamaica.
Okay, great, Pamela. To resume, so we're now in Jamaica and Jamaica, and
conference with David. está diciendo aquí.
And you were, sí, entonces Pamela estaba en Jamaica y recuerda que después de comprarle los 2 libros de David Icke iba a salir del auditorio y le echó una mirada a David Icke como diciendo, ¿es él no es él? Y se marchó. So I just explained to our audience that you looked at David Icke and kind of wondering, is he the one? Is he not the one? So is that correct?
Well, it's not so much is he, yeah, kind of like that. I just looked like is it possible? Yeah. However you said it, I think it's fine. Yeah. Is he or is he not? And I went, nah.
Okay, rectify. It's not that you were asking, is he the one, but is, am I romantically interested in him, or not, something like that.
Right, and it was very brief.
Sí, que fue es decir, esto me interesa románticamente, sí o no, y fue muy, muy breve, sí. Okay, great.
Because I was not looking at all at that time, at all.
You were not looking at what?
I was not looking for a relationship. I was.
Entonces Pamela no estaba buscando una relación en ese momento, no.
Yeah.
So, you want to tell us about your father's missing time?
Sure. There's 2 things I'd like to go back and clarify as well.
Okay.
What's interesting is my brother, Robert, when he was murdered, the headstone,
yes.
This is the irony, he was murdered on Friday, October 12th. They made a mistake on the gravestone. It says Friday, October 13th.
Okay. Explica Pamela que la lápida del cementerio en donde reposan los restos de su hermano, que murió el 12 de octubre, que era un viernes, pusieron un error, por error en la lápida pusieron viernes 13 de octubre, que todos sabemos su carga oculta de esta frase. We all know the occult meaning of this, yes.
And if we go to my father, my Aunt Marian and all of that, he was very close to her. And again, Laguna Beach, Lake Tahoe was involved with my aunt and my father growing up. She basically raised him. They were abused as children, another story in their life. Beautiful beings, both of them. But
the children of Betty Davis were abused?
No, my father and his sister.
Okay. Sí, que el padre de Pamela y su hermana habían sido abusados de niños. So it was your father and your father's sister who were abused as children. Okay.
My father was the first one born in America from England.
Okay. El padre de Pamela fue el primero que nació en Estados Unidos, viniendo de Inglaterra.
My grandfather picked up his wife from Norway.
El abuelo de Pamela conoció a su mujer en Noruega.
They came to America. My father was born, and my Aunt Marian.
Vinieron a América, nació el padre de Pamela, nació la tía de Pamela, la tía Marianne.
This was in Pasadena, California, which Pasadena is well known for mind control.
Okay. Esto fue en Pasadena, California. Yo he vivido 4 años en Pasadena. I've lived for 4 years in Pasadena. So just
yes.
Okay.
And so the story of my father and Betty and the Air Force. My father, being so close to.
Espera, que no sé si lo he dicho en español. Vivieron en Pasadena durante una temporada.
Lo has dicho antes, sí.
So my father was called into his commander's office, who was holding the phone up.
Okay.
And he's to my father. He said, "It's Betty Davis."
Okay. A mi padre lo llamaron a la oficina de su comandante, que estaba con el teléfono en la mano, y le dijeron, es Betty Davis.
Betty Davis loved my Aunt Marian, who was the nursemaid for BD, the daughter.
Betty Davis estaba enamorada de la tía Marianne, de Pamela Richards. Y what's the last thing you said?
Well, my aunt was living with Betty Davis for 2 years.
Okay. La tía Marianne estaba viviendo con Betty Davis entonces.
as the nursemaid.
Como bueno, pues la madre nodriza, no sé si se traduciría madre nodriza, en español, no sé cómo lo traduciríamos, Juan, un momento.
¿Cuidadora?
Cuidadora, sí.
Vale.
Cuidadora, nanny.
Nanny, sí.
Sí, nanny, sí, es cuidadores de niños.
Sí, cuidadora, sí, no es mi nanny, yes.
Bien, 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 continuamos.
So Betty wanted my aunt to be a movie star and all this stuff, and that's a whole story. And the people that my aunt knew in Hollywood, but Betty loved my Aunt Marion, so she wanted to surprise her for, it was either Christmas, I think it was for Christmas, by bringing inviting her beloved brother over for Christmas.
Okay. Entonces Betty tenía una gran predilección por Marianne y entonces quería que Marianne llegase a ser una figura de una estrella de Hollywood y tal, y entonces para Navidad decidió traer a su hermano, al padre de Pamela. Yes.
So Betty called my father's commander and he put the phone to my father. She invited him to surprise his sister for Christmas.
Vale, entonces el comandante puso el teléfono a los oídos del padre de Pamela y Bette Davis le pidió le dio la iniciativa de sorprender a su hermana Marianne para Navidad.
So my father told me that when I asked him about it, he said he drove up to the gate with a friend, a fellow pilot, and they drove up to the gate. It opened for them. He says he remembers standing at the door and walking in, and he has no memory. The next memory he has is driving in the car out on the road away.
Okay.
So all the time inside, he has no memory.
Okay. Who was your father with? The commander?
No, a friend.
A friend. Okay. Sí, entonces el padre de Pamela en ese momento y un amigo suyo cogieron el coche, fueron hacia la puerta hacia el portal de entrada, el punto de control de entrada de la base, y entonces solo recuerdan que estuvieron ahí y ya tuvieron un tiempo que desaparece, no recuerdan lo que les pasó. Un tiempo les desapareció y ya lo siguiente que recuerdan habían ya conducido estaban mucho después conduciendo, no saben qué pasó en ese intervalo de tiempo en torno al punto de control y tal. Okay, I've explained that already, Pamela.
Thank you. And one thing I also want to say is my Aunt Marion actually left the organization called Jehovah's Witnesses. She realized it was a cult.
Okay. La tía de Pamela, Marian, dejó por fin los testigos de Jehová, se dio cuenta de que son una secta.
Uh-huh.
Now getting back to the conference in Jamaica.
Yes. Volviendo entonces a la conferencia en Jamaica.
So we so I walked away and I said, nah, I wasn't interested. So I leave Jamaica.
Entonces Pamela dijo, en fin, bebida, no estoy interesado. Y se marchó, dejó Jamaica, pero muy sorprendida. You left Jamaica, but quite a bit kicked and surprised in your worldview, of course, right?
I was surprised by the information, and I was so excited to bring as many people back to the next conference in Aruba in November as I could.
Pamela estaba muy asombrada con la información y con muchas ganas y deseos de traer a más gente para la siguiente conferencia en Aruba en noviembre. It was in November.
Aruba, ¿ha dicho Aruba de Curazao?
Aruba en Jamaica.
Aruba, Jamaica, vale, perdón, es que me confundí Aruba con Curazao.
The next conference was going to be in November in Aruba, right?
Sí.
Okay.
Sí, es que claro, ha dicho Aruba, me ha sonado Aruba de Orange State. A ver si es el Aruba. Pero si es Jamaica, será el Aruba de Jamaica.
Sí. Yes. Okay, go on, Pamela.
So I was very excited about the information, extraordinarily so. So between August and November, and it was also just after August, it was the last week of August that I was in Jamaica. And it was also August 31st of 97 that Princess Diana died.
Yes.
I remember that very well.
So at that point, David had just written "I'm Me, I'm Free," right? But hadn't yet started The Biggest Secret, if I recall correctly.
He was starting The Biggest Secret.
Right. Sí, entonces era la última semana de agosto de 1997 en Jamaica. David había terminado el libro "I'm Me, I'm Free", pero no había empezado lo que sería su libro más explosivo, es mi opinión, The Biggest Secret. Sí, y entonces es la semana del 31 de agosto. El 31 de agosto de 1997 fue cuando la princesa de Gales fue, yo creo que se puede decir, asesinada. Desde luego, yo sospecho que fue asesinada después de leer el libro de Biggest Secret. Sí. Yeah.
Sí. So, and now what happened in between August and November for David, I found out later. August, September, October, November. There's about 3 months in between, right? David saw a psychic, a very well-known psychic, after Jamaica in England.
Okay.
His name is Derek Akora.
Derek. Why don't you spell that? Oh, Derek Akora. Okay. Yes.
And he sent me a copy of the tape. Unfortunately, I don't have the tape.
Yeah.
Sad enough, but I remember it very well. I can hear the voices. Go ahead.
Sí, entonces David conoció después del 31 de agosto, David conoció a un medium, mejor dicho, no un medium, a una persona sensitiva, diríamos en español, a un vidente en el Reino Unido llamado Derek Akora. Derek, D-E-R-E-K. Akora, A-C-O-R-A. Yes.
Mm-hmm. In the tape, you can hear David when he was visiting Derek.
Sí, entonces David le envió una cinta de su entrevista con este vidente, pero por desgracia esta cinta Pamela la ha perdido. Yes.
I'm going to make these notes. Derek says, "You're going to meet a lady." I'm typing it up as well. I'll put it in the thing. Number one, you're going to meet a lady. He doesn't say number one though. He goes, "You're going to meet a lady." He's got this English accent. Because you're going to meet a lady.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesante, es interesante este punto.
You're going to meet a lady. Yeah. Sí, entonces el vidente le dice a David, vas a conocer a una señorita, una mujer. Se lo dice con acento inglés.
Sí, you've met her before, but you've not been intimate.
Okay. Ya la has conocido antes, pero no has intimado con ella. Yes.
She's got light hair, but it's not always been hers.
Light hair, but it's not always been hers, as in yours?
Meaning I bleach it.
Okay, bleach it. Okay.
And that was the first one. He was a bit bold on that one.
No se ve aquí lo que está poniendo es muy interesante para cuando la audiencia lo vea, va a ver lo que está escrito, Conrado. Esto es muy interesante también.
Sí. Sí.
Muy interesante.
Vale. Sí, entonces el vidente le dice, vas a conocer a una mujer que tiene pelo claro, pero es un pelo que ha sido teñido. Y no ha sido siempre suyo, no ha sido siempre suyo, quiere decir que ha sido teñido, ¿no?
I'm typing it up here.
No hay problema.
Type
escriba.
only the words that are like proper names and words that are hard to, you know, for my brain to remember quickly.
Okay.
Because normal conversation, I think I can help you verbally. You don't need to type so much.
Okay. So the next point is, it says, it's as if you are joined at the hip.
Ah, okay. Es como si estáis juntos por la cadera. Te pedirá salir
And the next thing he
por la
says,
noche o durante el día para cenar.
okay, now we're going backwards. You're saying it in Spanish before I say it in English.
Okay.
So I'm just making points, and if you listen to me and then translate, I'm just typing them up for you here.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, but that one we're gonna go through slowly, and maybe well, I don't know if you want to, but it's gonna get too drawn out if
Right.
you type everything, you know.
Okay, darling, I won't do it then. So I said it's as if you're joined at the hip, and then you translated that, right?
Yes, and I translated that you will be asked out on the night of the day for dinner. Yes.
So for the English audience, I will say, and the next thing he said is, you will be asked out on the night or the day.
Sí, pues que te pedirá salir durante la noche o durante el día, sí.
And the next thing he said was, she'll be wearing a mauve gown.
Ok. Ella llevará un vestido rosita, puede ser, mauve, vamos a ver.
She's rich, but what is rich? Rich in heart.
Ella es rica, pero ¿qué es la riqueza? Es riqueza de corazón.
She knows everyone.
Conoce a todo el mundo.
Let me see. Let me make sure I have it right. That's pretty much what he said.
Yes.
Oh, when he said that he goes, when he said you're going to meet a lady, and David in the background said, where?
Entonces, sí.
And he said, not here in America.
Okay. Entonces, David le preguntó al vidente, ¿dónde vas a conocer a esta mujer? Y entonces el vidente dijo, no aquí no, en América.
David seemed very excited about that.
David parecía muy emocionado sobre todo esto, sí.
So this is what happened when I arrived in Aruba.
Bueno, pues esto es lo que le ocurrió a David mientras Pamela estaba en Aruba. You were in Aruba when this happened, right?
No, I'm sharing the experience for David in between Jamaica and Aruba with the psychic.
Okay, because one thing is, I thought Aruba was in Jamaica.
No, two separate islands.
Two separate islands. Okay, so you had been in okay, I'll clarify this. You had been in Jamaica for the August conference, and then you were gonna try to work for the November conference in Aruba, right? And this psychic thing, this amazing revelation by the psychic happened in between, right?
Correct.
Okay. Sí, rectifico porque antes lo había dicho mal. Cuando conocí a David en el auditorio, le compró los dos libros y la miró y dijo que nada, esto fue en Jamaica. En cambio, la siguiente conferencia para la que Pamela quería traer a cuanta más gente mejor iba a tener lugar en Aruba, que es otra isla, en noviembre. Y entre medios, cuando tuvo lugar este episodio con el vidente, debido a que el vidente en el Reino Unido, que nos acaba de contar Pamela. Okay, that has been clarified already.
Fantastic. Yes, I flew to Jamaica, and then I flew to Aruba in November. Two separate islands.
Okay.
Okay.
Entonces Pamela voló a Jamaica y luego voló a Aruba en noviembre, que son dos islas diferentes, sí.
It was my business having the conference.
Era ya el negocio de Pamela el tener la conferencia.
And David was a speaker at those conferences.
Y David era el conferenciante en esta conferencia.
So I arrive in Aruba.
Entonces Pamela llega a Aruba.
Okay, how do I say? Okay, so on the first night, on Friday night, they were having a gathering at the pool outside.
Ok, la primera noche, que era un viernes por la noche, tenían una fiesta al lado de la piscina afuera.
I was outside by the pool, and David happened to be upstairs in his room writing The Biggest Secret.
Estaba entonces Pamela afuera por la piscina y David estaba arriba en la habitación escribiendo lo que sería The Biggest Secret, el mayor secreto.
He decided to come down.
Entonces David decidió bajar abajo.
As he came down, he was walking down these steps, and I was coming up those steps. No one else was around.
Conforme venía, conforme bajaba, David bajaba por las escaleras y yo subía y no había nadie más en ese punto.
David told me later that when he saw me,
David le dijo después que cuando vio a Pamela,
he said, "Oh my gosh, is this the one?"
que entonces David se preguntó, oh Dios mío, es esta la mujer de mi vida, ¿no?
Based on what the psychic said.
Basado en lo que el vidente le había anticipado antes.
My being, my presence, my blonde got his attention.
La presencia, el pelo rubio, todo de Pamela le llamó la atención.
We met and we said hello.
Se conocieron y se dijeron hola.
So we stopped, said hello, and we both turned around, and I went back down by the pool with him.
Entonces se giraron y Pamela acompañó a David hacia la piscina.
This was the beginning of something, a relationship that nothing could stop it.
Esto fue el comienzo de una relación que nada podía parar.
There was an energy exchange between us that was very, very powerful. It started to build.
Había un intercambio de energía que era muy poderoso que empezaba a subirse, a manifestarse, sí.
Very rapidly.
Muy, muy rápidamente.
We fell in love.
Nos enamoramos, dice Pamela.
During that time, we were told as being in the business, we weren't supposed to fraternize with the speakers.
Entonces, Pamela, estando metido en el negocio que lo había organizado la conferencia, se supone que no tenía que fraternizar demasiado con los conferenciantes.
So this is what happened that was the most magical of the beginning of my relationship with David.
Esto es lo que ocurrió, que fue lo más mágico del comienzo de su relación con David.
This is a secret, don't tell anyone.
Esto es un secreto a voces, ¿no? Que no hay que...
Bueno, The Secret Voices, ¿no?
Pero lo podemos contar, ¿no? We
bueno, no sé.
The secret, right, Pamela?
Bueno, no sé.
So I go to his room at one point. And
entonces, Pamela va a la habitación de David en un momento.
The only way I can describe it is the whole room was filled with an energy that was so thick like jello.
Toda la habitación estaba llena de una energía que estaba espesa como una gelatina.
Like,
a ver,
like
¿se dice gelatina en español? A ver, un momento.
Sí, es correcto, ¿eh? Pero bueno, estoy escuchando atentamente, qué interesante, la verdad.
Sí,
estoy alucinando, estamos alucinando tú y yo, ¿eh?
Bueno. Sí, gelatina, sí. Yes.
The jelly.
The jelly, yes. Go ahead, Pamela.
It was like plasma. Like we were.
Era como un plasma, sí.
It was like I was floating. I wasn't touching the ground, both of us.
Es como si los dos estuvieran, Pamela y David, que estuvieran flotando, ¿no?
The energy was so thick you could. It was like. You could almost see the energy coming off of my fingertips and his.
Era una energía tan intensa que casi Pamela dice que la podías ver saliendo de sus dedos, de sus manos, ¿sí?
I was new to all this, but I lied on the bed and he had a necklace and he was showing me psychic kinetic energy.
Okay. Estaba entonces Pamela recostada en la cama y David le estaba mostrando un collar y le estaba demostrando su energía psíquica cinética. You were lying on the bed, right, Pamela?
Sí.
Okay, great. Yes.
And he held it at my feet and he was moving up towards my head.
Y entonces David lo estaba manteniendo a la altura de los pies de Pamela y el collar se estaba moviendo hacia la cabeza de Pamela.
And as he started moving it up towards my my stomach and heart area, the necklace at the bottom of it was like a pendulum. It was a pendulum. It was spinning like helicopter blades at my heart.
Okay. Yes. Entonces el péndulo empezaba a girar como las palas de un helicóptero hacia el corazón de Pamela, sí.
He was explaining to me what happens and what was happening, and then I held it, and with my mind, I was very particular about, no, you're moving your hand, right? And
so you mean that there was so for clarification, you mean that there was a psychokinetic energy moving the pendulum, that it wasn't being pushed or bandied about, right?
Oh no, no. Hand was very still.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't like moving it back and forth to get it to spin. No.
No. David no estaba moviendo o haciendo oscilar el péndulo. No. El péndulo se estaba moviendo por su energía psicocinética, por psicoquinesis.
Mm-hmm.
Sí.
Mm-hmm. And so he taught me. Well, he showed me, and I held it too. And once you understand this, the bioelectro water body vessel magnetic vehicle that we are, then we have understandings of what's happening between my mind and the pendulum, and how I can, just by holding it, which is an electrical circuit, with my mind I can get it to spin left, spin right, spin diagonal,
yes.
or move diagonal. I was doing that all the time from that moment on.
Sí, entonces en cuanto uno comprende que tenemos un cuerpo de agua, mayormente hecho de agua, y que es bioenergético, entonces puedes entender cómo la mente puede dirigir el péndulo remotamente y afectar su movimiento.
And from that moment on, David gave me two framed pictures of him that I have two. They're beautiful, but he gave those to me. We fell in love. We were inseparable. It was very intense, a very intense connection. And yes, we did get together that night.
Okay. Sí, entonces David le dio dos cuadros muy bonitos de fotos de él, y ya la energía y la conexión que tenían era fantástica, y ya esa noche la pasaron juntos Pamela y David. Sí.
And I remember when I left the room, I had to scurry back because I left my shoe.
Okay. Cuando Pamela se marchó de esa habitación, tuvo que volver corriendo porque se había dejado el zapato.
Just a bit of humor.
Yes.
Now, when I was leaving the conference, when I had to leave, I remember I had a daughter. To back up just a moment, my first husband, Randy, Italian, father of my beautiful daughter, Alexandria, Giovanni Bizzelli. She was young. I divorced my husband. We were divorced, but friends, and we had shared custody. So I had my daughter. So I'm standing there in the foyer. David's at the desk checking out.
Sí. Y entonces Pamela nos recuerda que su primer matrimonio, que fue con el italiano Randy, le dio una hija muy guapa que se llama Alexandria. Y entonces recuerda que y ya la conferencia estaba en el hall de entrada. Who was at the foyer, you or David?
David.
Sí, David estaba en el hall de entrada y go ahead, Pamela.
And I was very sad because I thought, oh my God, how can I do this? I have a daughter.
Sí, entonces Pamela tenía mucha tristeza porque estaba pensando, ¿por qué estoy haciendo esto si tengo una hija?
And he lives in England and I live in Arizona.
Y él, David vive en Inglaterra, yo vivo en Arizona.
And another side is my first husband is extremely and very much involved in the Hollywood entertainment music industry.
Sí, el primer marido de Pamela Richards está muy involucrado en la parte musical de la música del entretenimiento, de la industria del entretenimiento en Hollywood. Sí.
So high that just to give you an idea, one of his clients is Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Ah, ok. Sí, para darnos una idea de lo alto que está en la jerarquía, uno de sus clientes de este Randy es la cantante Beyoncé, sí.
Y ha dicho Jay-Z, ¿no? Jay-Z, ¿no?
Jay-Z Beyoncé, right?
Sí.
Claro,
Yes.
el marido de Beyoncé. Sí, sí,
Ah,
sí.
el marido de Beyoncé.
Sí.
Jay-Z Beyoncé. Vale.
I met both Jay-Z and Beyonce at the Landsborough Hotel in London, England at the Prince's Trust.
Pamela conoció tanto a Jay-Z como Beyoncé en Inglaterra. What trust was that?
Oh, the Lanesborough Hotel.
En el Hotel Lanesborough en Inglaterra. What trust was that?
The Prince's Trust.
Princess Trust, sí.
Sí, en el Trust.
Es de los conciertos, de los de concerts, donde ha ido los Bee Gees y toda esta gente, sí, esto de Princess Trust es muy famoso, sí, sí, lo recuerdo.
Sí.
Sí, Princess Trust, sí. Es uno de los mejores eventos que hay en el mundo, porque de esos se han hecho actos benéficos
Sí,
y eso, sí, lo recuerdo, sí, Princess Trust.
This was in 2004. I was living with David at the time on the Isle of Wight. I'm jumping ahead, but I'll put this key in. I went alone.
Now, what year are we in now?
2004.
Oh, wow. I think there is a lot we need to talk before that.
Yes, but I just want to plant this right now.
Oh, okay.
Because so I went there in 2004 on my own. My Randy was there, and that's how I met them. But the reason I went was because I actually handed Jay-Z a copy of The Biggest Secret.
Right. Pamela volvió después en el 2004 y el motivo que volvió, entre otros, fue para darle una copia de The Biggest Secret a Beyoncé. You gave a copy of The Biggest Secret to Beyoncé, right?
Sí, in his private suite.
Se lo dio en su suite privada, sí.
I have lots of film of that time.
Yeah. And this was again at the Prince's Trust again in 2004?
Oh, sí. I spent the night.
Sí. De nuevo fue en el Prince's Trust en el año 2004, sí.
My daughter toured with Jay-Z for 2 years when she was 15, 16, 17. So he's Uncle Jay.
Okay. La hija de Pamela hacía giras con Jay-Z, con lo cual Jay-Z lo conoce con afecto como el tío Jay, sí.
Sí. So that was my concern at the lobby in Jamaica, in Aruba, with David.
Okay.
So we parted ways, but this was November. I received a letter from David in December, very connected. He asked me to meet up with him again, which we did in January in Cancun.
January 98, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That was the beginning of our relationship. From that moment on, I was traveling with him. I actually am the one who suggested to David that he get his own website, davidicke.com. I actually am the one who started that website. I was working with, I helped build it, and kept the headline news going on, all of that stuff. So that was the beginning time with David. So I did work with him. I was working alongside with him.
Ok, sí, entonces en diciembre de 1997 Pamela recibió una carta de David Icke pidiéndole que continuase la relación y ya esto tuvo lugar a partir de enero de 1998 ya en Cancún. Y entonces Pamela acompañaba a David Icke a sus viajes y fue la encargada de empezar la página web davidicke.com. Yeah, you can carry on, Pamela.
Okay, so we started traveling a lot together. I would spend time in England, but I could only spend 3 months at a time there.
Yes. Entonces Pamela acompañaba a David Icke en sus viajes, pero claro, ella solo podía estar hasta 3 meses en Inglaterra y por el tema de visado y tal. Sí, yeah, go on.
And the travels took us, you know, all over the world, and I, as the biggest secret was completed, we got an apartment together in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, yes. Sí, conforme el libro The Biggest Secret fue concluido, Icke y David Icke y Pamela Richards cogieron un apartamento en Scottsdale, Arizona. Sí.
We were having to leave each other sometimes, of course, because of the distance. And I packed up, I contacted every news station, Oprah Winfrey, all of that during that time of The Biggest Secret. I remember packing everything up and shipping them out to all of the news media sources at that time as well.
You mean freebie copies of The Biggest Secret?
Yes, we wanted to send promo copies
Yes.
out to the media.
Sí, entonces, un momento, recuerda Pamela que por aquel entonces le ayudaba a David Icke y enviaban copias gratuitas promocionales del libro The Biggest Secret a diversos puntos de los medios de comunicación importantes como el show de Oprah Winfrey, por ejemplo.
And then on our travels, it was really interesting because I was in shock when we had our first disagreement, or not disagreement, but sort of a spat.
Sí. Entonces Pamela recuerda que tuvo su primer fricción o pequeña desavenencia con David Icke. Sí.
I never thought. I thought I actually said, "Oh my gosh, this is someone that we're perfect, you know, nothing will ever happen."
Sí, que Pamela había pensado esto va a ser perfecto y no va a ocurrir nada malo en cuanto a nuestra relación, ¿no? Lo había pensado, sí.
So, and again, it's what I'm going to share. It's I was learning, and it wasn't like there were arguments or anything. It was just David would blow up.
No es que hubiera trifulcas entre Pamela y David Icke, sino que llegó un momento en el cual David pues estallaba, ¿no? Sí.
Sometimes I didn't know why. I didn't know why.
A veces Pamela no sabía por qué estallaba David, sí.
In Canada, there were many times in Canada, I was being sent away many times.
A Pamela la enviaban fuera muchas veces, sí.
And then he would ask me back.
Y entonces pedía a David que volviera a Pamela, sí.
I would be in Canada at an event, something would go wrong, and I'll give you an example.
Oh yeah, is this the time of the Bronfmans and that bastard from Canada who wanted to ban David Icke in his lectures in Canada or something like that?
No, this is a personal one with he and I.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Sorry for my comment. Okay. Sí, que entonces go ahead, explain, Pamela.
Okay, it's just that and you can guide me as to where you want to go, because it's very detailed, but this one thing is just, I was sent away many times, and like I was walking in Vancouver on the street. David had just gone to see 2 healers, spent a lot of money for some stuff, and I was approached by our driver, and he just said, David wants you to go. The reason why David went, and I was in tears. I go, what? We walked to the front of the hotel, and I was going to go in to get my suitcase, and he said, David's already got it in the car. David had thrown all my things out of the closet that were hung up in my suitcase.
Okay, stop there. Entonces estaban en Vancouver y David había ido a ver a unos curadores, se había gastado mucho dinero ahí, a unos curanderos se podría decir, aunque el término curandero en español igual tiene una connotación un poco despectiva que no debería tener, pero bueno. Y entonces de repente le llega el chofer a Pamela y le dice el chofer, David quiere que te largues, y estaban ahí ya el equipaje de Pamela ya preparado en el coche.
We have to understand that what I was in, from David's perspective, I had a question mark over my head the whole time.
Hay que entender que desde el punto de vista de David siempre había un signo de interrogación encima de Pamela Richards.
The reason I had that was because David thought that I could be one of them, being a mind-controlled operative.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because I had blonde hair, blue eyes, red flags, born on Air Force bases.
Okay. Yes. Sí, porque entonces David tenía la sospecha de que Pamela Richards podía ser una operativa controlada controlada mentalmente, ya que tenía muchos de las características. Pelo rubio y había crecido en una base militar, sí. May I make an incision here, Pamela?
If I can finish why David wanted me to leave, it's important.
Okay.
Because people need to understand the dynamics of what was happening.
Okay.
The love, but also, and David was excited. He said one time, that he felt that I had programming in my brain and it was going to be revealed.
Okay, David Icke pensaba que tenía programación en la mente de Pamela que iba a ser revelada.
So the reason why he wanted me to leave, you can understand, David has influence around him, unfortunately he did, that sometimes he questioned, am I or am I not? Meaning, is Pamela yes or is she no? That's what I figured out later on.
Okay. David tiene influencias alrededor de él, influencias que le hacen pensar de que si Pamela es o no es una operativa o una agente controlada mentalmente, y entonces tenía sus dudas de él.
He wanted to help me.
David quería ayudar a Pamela.
So when he saw these healers and bought that product from them, they told him that that something was coming through me, projecting on him, giving him his problem.
Entonces los curanderos a los que dio David y en cuyo producto David se gastó un dinero en Vancouver le dijeron que a través de Pamela le estaba llegando una influencia, digamos, negativa debido a que le afectaba a su salud. Because this was a health problem of David, right?
Sí.
Okay.
At that time, he was having, I forgot what it was, but it was a symptom, something was happening. That's why he went to the healers. And they Yes. So, of course, I'm thinking, I'm not that. It was crazy to me. I knew me. So anyway, that's why he sent me away, because he was afraid. He was afraid
Entonces
of
David
me.
tenía miedo y por eso mandó a Pamela que se largase, sí.
So I leave. And of course he calls me back because we had a relationship that could not be broken.
Y entonces luego David llamó a Pamela para que volviese a una relación que no podía ser rota.
I kept saying, David,
Curioso.
David, stop spending the money to send me away when you have to pay for another ticket to bring me back. It's crazy.
Sí, que David se gastó dinero en que se largase Pamela y luego pagó para que Pamela volviese a su vida otra vez.
El ir y el venir, o sea, es como dar la vuelta al mundo, ¿no? O sea,
Sí.
dile eso lo de la vuelta al mundo para que se
what year was this, Pamela, of this Vancouver episode?
Oh, these would have been 98, 99.
99? Because at that point, well, 99 is too early, but I remember when I was at Cisco Wheeler's place, I got in touch with one of the webmasters at davidicke.com, and I must say that he threw his suspicions about you, Pamela. He said that he had warned David about you. And Cisco was actually heavy on that because, of course, Cisco didn't fully like you because you were not a Christian, you know. So I was kind of drawn into that hypothesis that you may have been an operative, and it's something that I entertained for a while.
Right.
So,
you see, we have to be very careful. My time has proven everyone with those thoughts wrong. I know me, and it's such a game that we're in.
mm-hmm.
And when you have two good people who could be very powerful together, they don't want the elite, the cabal, whatever, they break those up.
Yeah. Let me translate this for the Spanish audience. Explica, porque le acabo de contar a Pamela que cuando yo, unos meses después, Conrado, estuve en la casa de Cisco Wheeler, contacté con un chico que llevaba la web de Cisco Wheeler, que también sospechaba de Pamela, y Cisco sospechaba también, y yo llegué a sospechar. Y entonces Pamela lo que me responde es que Pamela, ha demostrado que estas sospechas son equivocadas y que cuando dos personalidades, dos energías muy fuertes se juntan, como es el caso de Pamela y de David Icke, los Illuminati, ellos,
el cabal.
La cábala de los Illuminati quieren romperlos y envían influencias para romperlos.
Sí, magia negra, the black magic. O sea,
bueno, no necesariamente magia negra, pero tratan de que se rompa la unión. Sí. Okay, I already explained this in Spanish. Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you. So we have to be careful about these things. And I was in it, you see, but I wasn't of it. And I knew I was open to, we'll move on to that because what David put me in and for deprogramming, which is down the line a bit here. But I was open. I said, okay, I met, Arizona Wilder, I met Sue Ford or Bryce Taylor. For those that don't know, she wrote a book called Thanks for the Memories.
Thanks for the Memories, yes.
Because her handler was Bob Hope. So when I met her for the first time, Sue Ford, at a conference, this was very new for me. You see, I just entered this UFO world, and I just entered this whole thing. And I'll say this, when I was with David prior, just after, in January, we were somewhere at another conference I was at, and he came, not as a speaker, but he was there. I can't remember actually the details, but we were there together at this place. I'm trying to remember where it was, not Bermuda. I forgot where. Anyway, it was another island somewhere. And that was when we were walking on the sidewalk where I said, you should, have your own website, davidicke.com. That's where I actually threw Jesus out the window. I mean, with great respect.
Hanging, I think we should stop for today because we've covered quite a lot, and we're gonna get now into the most important part.
Okay,
and
well,
I think it's better.
I can just finish that.
Okay.
I changed my I go with the flow. I'm a floater. So David's information challenged my belief, and I was clean. Yeah. I was perfectly fine with that. So that's where that happened. And then, of course, we get into the fact that what I was dealing with. And, you know, I was sort of like...
Stop. I need